Good evening. Thanks for staying up late with us. Texas House Bill 19 is caught between two opposing groups, one focused on lawsuits, one focused on safety.
The trucking bill, as it's called, centers around big rig accidents and the lawsuits that follow a wreck. ABC 7's David Furtado reports on what it is about the bill that's driving the two sides apart.
More people die in truck accidents in Texas than in any other state. In fact, it's twice as many as the next highest state, California. And now the legislature wants to do something about it. But it's not what you might expect. John Esparza, president and CEO of the Texas Trucking Association, says the Keep Texas Trucking Coalition is hoping for the passage of House Bill 19, which he says will
clean up some of the litigation issues that we're seeing.
According to Esparza, trucking lawsuits are up 118%, which he claims are often people trying to hit the lottery.
The problem is, you've got a scrape or something very minor that turns into a $500 million request.
But Ware Wendell, executive director of the nonprofit Texas Watch, says the bill allows trucking companies to hide their negligence and their liability.
They can make this election and say, yes, that's our driver. Yes, he was on the job. And when they do that, they can now focus all of the attention on what the driver did wrong in the seconds leading up to the crash.
And that will then lead to a drop in road safety, according to Wendell.
I think we're going to see even more pressure put on truck drivers because the trucking companies have less incentive to follow the law. The safety laws will be weakened. They will be gutted.
Now in the bill, 10 mentions of liability, but not a single mention of safety measures. Safety measures like underride guards or improved lighting that could have saved Jay Rosenberg's wife and daughter when a truck failed to yield at a stop sign late at night.
The truck was not illuminated. It was what's called an underride collision, where the car goes under the truck and they both perished immediately. There's so many aspects to it that were preventable.
Do you think that, as part of a trucking industry, we should include some of those safety measures in a bill that talks about liability so heavily as well?
That would be duplicative of the current law. Those measures that you're talking about are in current law.
Are those written into law as mandates?
Those are actually adopted as new equipment comes online.
Hi, my name is Dave Furtado.
Now, we reached out to nearly a dozen legislators who authored or co-authored House Bill 19 to answer some questions about safety, but
they're all on the House floor, and it doesn't appear I'll be able to chat with any representatives today.
But for Rosenberg, should this bill become law,
it's like giving them a pass to ignore the cost of human lives, because this bill gives even less incentive than what's currently existing now for companies to put the value of human life into their calculations.
For ABC 7 News, I'm David Furtado.
House Bill 19 passed on the second reading earlier today, and it now heads to the Senate.